See if I can get this working. No, everybody can hear me. Give me a minute while I'm trying to do something real quick.
Oh, my AirPod isn't working.
See if I can get this working. Come on.
One of my AirPods just like doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't want to work. Gotta love it. My camera is not working now. Love Windows. Love Windows.
There we go. Say something.
Something.
There we go. Okay, now we're
That's working. Nice.
Yep. Just had to reconnect them.
Well, my camera's not working now.
Oh no.
At all, and I have no clue why. So I might be only audio. Apologize everybody who's already on the stream and watching. My camera just decided not to work. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing that.
Well, let's not start till you get your camera working.
Yeah, I might have to restart my PC now. Let me see if I switch to NVIDIA Broadcast, if that would work. Trying to use a different app, see if that helps out. Because I might have to restart my PC and figure out why this is not working. I'm just going to use a different application and see if that works. You gotta download it and update it, of course. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm going back to the starting soon screen, see if I can fix this. What is up, everyone? And welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 164. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the Dress Reader Master, the dominant himself, Bryant.
Hello.
No lie from anywhere.
No, I was trying to think. Oh, live from Strands of Harmony. That's what I was gonna say.
Strands of Harmony. Where's that?
Yeah, that's the Death Stranding live show that this gentleman behind me and I and my girlfriend went to last night with the live orchestration of
Okay.
Death Stranding 1 and 2, and it was really cool. I'll have to post some pictures in the Discord. It was awesome.
Nice. Pretty awesome. We
Mm.
don't have Fan and Ash with us today as they're watching the Super Bowl today. But there is stuff to talk about because we did get a Nintendo Partner Direct. Sony also announced a brand new game the same day by coincidence. I don't think so. But, nonetheless, they did. And a couple of other minor things to talk about. But as always, before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. And actually, instead of starting with what we've been playing, I'm gonna actually leave that for the end. Let's just dive straight into that partner direct. A lot of controversy with that partner direct. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people were like, it's okay, and so forth. Me and you kind of gave our thoughts on it a little bit. How do you want to do this? You want me to go ahead and start listing the games and then give our
Yeah.
overall thoughts, or we'll give it at the end?
hmm
Start listing the
No,
games.
let's kind of just go through them and let's just kind of highlight the big rocks, I guess.
Sounds good. All right, so we're gonna go through this. I am following the list that's available like on IGN's website. They have a list of everything announced there. Starting off, they had Paranorma Sight: The Mermaid's Curse. I've never heard of this game. Have you? Because apparently there's a big following.
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
me neither. But a lot of people were happy that this game was a thing. I've never heard of it, never seen it, but it is pretty popular apparently. That is coming February 19th, so very soon. Pre-orders are really already up, so you can actually go ahead and pre-order that right now. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters. Very funny name because it's not a fighting game. It is a soccer game, but hey, whatever, It does look pretty cool though. I do gotta say, like it does look cool. Like the art style, it is kind of reminiscent. Have you ever watched Captain Tsubasa, or do you know like what it looks like?
Mm.
No, it's a soccer anime.
Is this a soccer game
Y-
or
uh,
soccer anime?
it's a soccer anime. Yeah, and they're making a game. They're making a
Yeah.
game about it. Very popular in like South America and Central America because of course it is soccer. Pretty cool. Like it's from the I want to say the 80s. It has like the 80s aesthetic. I
Okay.
believe it's the 80s, if not the early 90s. But anyways, that is coming. It looks neat. Made by Bandai Namco. Tokyo Scramble. At first, I thought this was like Dino Crisis or like some type of spiritual
Mhm.
successor to Dino Crisis, but apparently it's not. It is a Nintendo Switch 2 game. It's a horror game where there's dinosaurs everywhere, and basically you play as this female character who I don't even know if you can attack the dinosaurs. I don't think we saw any
No.
type of combat, right? It's just you're sneaking around and
Nope.
like running away. Yeah,
Yep.
and I thought the weirdest thing about this game is they show game share. And the way game share works is you can get up to 4 people, but each person controls like a different
A
button
limb?
or like a movement, which is like the weirdest thing. But hey, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess a lot of people like that, like the Twitch plays like Pokemon stuff where everybody's like controlling
Yeah.
something. So I guess, but yeah, that comes out
Yeah, I don't
February
know.
11th. Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look I mean, like, who's even making that, do you know?
It doesn't say the
Who the
developer
developer
on
is?
here.
Okay.
It looks
Yeah, I
very
don't know. I
like
mean, like,
indie game-ish.
yeah, let's see if I can what's it called again? It's called Tokyo Scramble?
Yeah, Tokyo Scramble.
Let's see. Who is developing Tokyo Scramble?
Yeah, it was a weird
Um,
showing. Like I got like semi excited, and then when I saw it, I was like, never mind. Not my
Ad
cup of tea.
Globe.
Never heard of him.
I don't know. Ad Globe. Yeah, it's I don't like I don't really I'm not like a huge stealth person
Hmm.
without any sort of I mean I'm not a huge stealth person anyways, like there's some stealth that I like or whatever, but um stealth without any combat at all, like just like I don't know, it doesn't interest me really. It looks kind of B movie.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look that great in my opinion. But anyways, that is coming. Uh, Valheim is coming to Nintendo Switch too. when I was looking at that, I was like, "Is that how Valheim always looked, or is that a huge downgrade, like, graphically?" Like, I've never played Valheim. Have you?
I've never even seen Valheim.
Okay. I've seen it before, but, like, I wasn't sure, like, if that's exactly, like, the aesthetics it goes for. But anyways, for people who want Valheim, it is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. And they didn't give a date. It just says later on this year. Hollow Knight got an upgrade. We knew that was coming. They did say they were doing a Nintendo Switch 2 version of Hollow Knight. But that is actually not that it's coming. It is already out. You can actually play that today.
Yeah, that
If
was
you
a free
already
update.
Yep, if you owned Hollow Knight already, it was a free update. eFootball, which is basically it used to be called was it Pro Evolution Soccer. So that's Konami's soccer game.
Mm.
They are coming to Nintendo Switch 2 this summer. The Adventures of Elliot, one of the games that I'm actually
Yes.
anticipated for this year because the demo was amazing. Loved it. I'm happy that we finally got a release date and it's actually coming, very soon, June 18th.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
super
That game,
excited for it.
it I liked how they showed that it involves like different time periods,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that it looked so much like I thought it looked interesting to begin with, but I thought that aesthetically it looked awesome, and then with the time aspect of it and like how things are kind of like shifting with the environment, it looks really cool, and
Yeah.
the gameplay and it looks very like I've said before, it looks kind of easy-ish, kind of old school like Zelda-ish, and
Yeah.
it just everything about it just screams something that I would love. And he showed me the demo yesterday, like because I never played the demo because I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to wait for it to come out for me to play it. But it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, the demo was great. When I played it, it definitely felt very like Zelda-ish mixed with like Secret of Mana or that style of game. It was great. Like I enjoyed the demo a lot. I had a lot of fun. And honestly, when the demo ended, I was like, man, I really want more of this game. I'm super excited. It's definitely probably one of the better looking HD 2Ds. I want to say I mentioned it on this podcast a couple times. Octopath Traveler's HD 2D is okay, but I honestly think the peak of HD 2D that they've done
Dragon Quest.
is Dragon Quest. Yeah, like it has the best looking style of HD 2D. And it's the same team. Same team made both games. It's just they did a better job on Dragon Quest and they did the Octopath Traveler games, which is funny. But this does also look pretty good in terms of the HD 2D graphics. But yeah, the Adventures of Elliot is also not exclusive. A lot of people thought it was exclusive to Switch 2, but it's not. It is coming to all platforms on June 18th as well. So I know that's my little birthday gift that I'll be getting there, which is pretty
Mm.
cool. Super Bomberman Collection. I saw did you pick that up already?
No, I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. Then I'll definitely buy it though eventually when it goes on
Okay.
sale.
Now, I was never a big Bomberman person. Like I remember playing the Super Nintendo games, but like the only
Mhm.
one that I really liked was like Bomberman 64 and Bomberman Hero because they were
I
platformers.
was
Like
gonna say I wish they would have included those in the collection. That'd
yes,
have been
it
awesome.
if they did that, I would have
That
definitely
then I
bought
would have
that.
bought it day one. Yeah.
Yes, because those are 2 I was like, I love those, especially Bomberman Hero, like, those amazing
They're very
soundtrack.
nostalgic.
Exactly. I don't know why they didn't
Mm.
include that. I hate when they do that, like, they leave games there okay, I get it, like, Bomberman Hero and Bomberman 64 are different from the Bomberman games in this collection, but still,
Mhm.
like, why leave that out? It's like when Capcom left out Mega Man and Bass
With
and,
Goof Troop. Oh, I
you
thought you were gonna say
know
Goof Troop and Bonkers with that Disney Afternoon
well
collection, and they included it in this.
yeah, there's that too,
The
but I'm
Switch
thinking
version.
like
Yeah.
Capcom, like I mentioned it multiple times. I don't know why the Mega Man collections do not have Mega Man and Base, or the Mega Man X
Mhm.
collection doesn't have like Mega Man Extreme and Mega Man Extreme
Yep.
2, which were the Game Boy games. Like it makes zero sense. But
And the Game
whatever.
Boy games too, like the Game Boy games, like Mega Man 1 through 5 or
Yeah.
whatever they are.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like those should have been in there. I mean, we do have them now
Mhm.
on
They're
Nintendo
on
Switch
Switch Online,
Online,
yeah.
but still,
Mhm.
yeah, hopefully those other games will come to Nintendo Switch Online. That'd be kind of cool. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So that was something I was
Release date.
expecting, and I did say like I was expecting them to do a launch, and there was kind of a leak saying it was coming out this summer, and all of that is true. Coming June 3rd. Another game that's around my birthday, which I'm excited for. Which I
Gonna be
think,
raining presents.
yeah, exactly. Uh, I think this is a sign that for sure next year we're getting Final Fantasy 7. I don't know.
Part 3.
Yeah, part 3. We got to
Mhm.
think of a name. reincarnated. Or something.
Integration. There you
Yeah,
go.
you said recreation.
No, reintegration.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Like the Final Fantasy 7 recreation. Yeah, like uh,
Restoration.
yeah. I think it's coming sooner rather than later, and I think honestly at this year's Summer Game Fest, I think we're gonna see it. Like
Yeah, I think
it
you're right.
yeah, it just makes sense that they're gonna show that. Like this is kind of like, okay, let's get this out of the way. We're getting everybody to catch up. So since Summer Games Fest would be a couple weeks after this, it makes sense. Like they're gonna be okay, everybody's already who doesn't own the game on Switch or Xbox, they're finally getting the game. They're actually going ahead and playing the game, and now they can get excited to play part three whenever that comes out. But I will definitely be picking up day one. I don't know. So I'm kind of worried because the Square Enix store had the magic card of Zack, which was illustrated by Toriyama. And like I I didn't know that it was Square Enix exclusive, but apparently it is, and it's sold out. And now I'm
Oh,
kind of angry because that card looks so cool.
I
It's
didn't
just
jump on it.
Zack and it's Toriyama or I said Toriyama. I'm sorry, Tetsuya Nomura art, which is like I'm just kind of upset that I missed out on that because it's a cool card that I would have just have. And Zack is my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
Pre-Crisis
I didn't know
Core,
that.
I liked him before Crisis Core. I just thought like, oh, so everything I like about Cloud is actually Zack. I don't like you, Cloud. He's a fraud. Um,
Also,
mhm,
interesting too is that I will pick it up day one.
mhm.
Unlike remake, is that it's on sale right away.
Is it on
Um,
sale right away?
yeah, there you have if you buy the deluxe, I think it's a $15 discount, and if you buy it the regular, it's $10 discount. I think.
Also, are you sure? Because I thought I looked at it on the eShop and it wasn't on sale. Is it available? I think it is available on the eShop. Let me double check.
No, I mean it's not available. It's on sale. As in, it's on sale. Like the money aspect of it,
Oh, like the money that's like the price point they
like how
have
much it's
there.
gonna cost. It's on sale.
Okay.
Yeah, like just like if you go look for Rebirth in the eShop, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like it's on sale
Yeah.
for cheaper than what the MSRP is gonna be.
Oh, so it's not gonna be $50?
It will be, but if you pre-order it, you get it on sale, or like there's like a certain time period where they have a discount on it for.
See, I did see that, but like I'm looking at the eShop and it only shows 49.99. It doesn't show any sale price.
Really?
Yeah. Because I did see that too. Did Wario 64 mention that? Or it could be the app. Hold on,
I think so.
let me go into the app real quick. Or the website. Because oh wait, no, hold on. I don't want to do that yet.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't have it on sale. I could have sworn because hang on a second.
No, I saw it somewhere too. Yeah, because the digital deluxe edition is 70.
Because Xbox has it on sale. I'm
Yeah.
looking at Xbox right now, and they have um, deluxe for 55.99 and standard for 40. And I could have sworn that Nintendo had it at that price too,
Yeah, I don't.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's only Xbox, which is
Hold on a
sad.
second.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
Okay. Well, apparently I was wrong. Well, anyway, it's on sale on Xbox, which I will buy day one on Xbox,
Yeah,
for sure, just because I want to own it everywhere. But I'll like remake, I'll wait for it to go on sale on Switch and I'll pick it up then because it's
yeah,
just I don't want to pay full price for something that I beat, going on 3 years ago when it comes out.
yeah. No, I mean it would be nice, but I always felt like because it's a Nintendo, like nah, you'll buy it at full price
Yeah,
anyways.
they want to make you pay for that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I hope the physical with the Zack card comes back in stock because I will definitely pick it up that way. I want that card. It looks really cool. Pragmata release date is set for
Mm.
April. They did
Are
show
we talking
off.
about that or now, or wait till what we're playing? You'll talk
We can
about
talk
that.
about it right now if you wanna. If we can talk about like
Okay.
yeah, because did you play the demo as well?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh
I
yeah,
talked about it
that's right.
before,
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So I tried the
and I know
demo.
you played it too. Yeah.
Yep. So I did do the demo on Switch too. And oh, first of all, Pragma is coming out April 24th, and the demo is available now on Switch 2, on all console platforms actually right now. And I do gotta say, they did a really good job in optimizing at least a demo for
Mm.
Switch 2, which is funny because there were early previews. I was watching GVG's preview, and Steve had went to like a early preview like event where they showed off like Resident Evil Village and Pragmata, and he showed footage of Pragmata stuttering, and it was the same sketchbook demo. I played it,
Hmm.
had no stutters whatsoever, and it's 60 FPS. Ash played it, had no stutters whatsoever, and it stood at 60 FPS. So, like, I don't know if he was playing an old build or something, but this ran like 60 FPS no problem, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
I do gotta say I'm excited for it. Like, now get what you're saying that after you play the game, you're like, wow, this is actually pretty fun. The whole
Mhm.
hacking mechanics is pretty fun.
Mhm.
Fighting the enemies, a lot going on because I felt kind of overwhelmed where I'm like, "Oh, shoot, I gotta hack this thing because this guy's walking towards me. I need to hurry up and hack him so I can do damage." But, nonetheless, I think, like, it's one of those games where once you get used to, like, the movement and the buttons, you'll get used to it. But I like this so far. Yeah. What were your
Yeah.
thoughts on the
I
demo?
think the mechanic is simple enough, and I mean, I'm sure you'll get faster enemies down the line, but it's not like, and I mean, in the demo, there's um items you can get that if you
Mhm.
put your cursor when you're hacking through them, it enhances your hacking or whatever to make it more powerful.
Yeah.
But the whole like act of moving this box from one end to the other, it's a very simple thing to wrap your mind
Yeah.
around. So that I think works with the kind of high stress of like an enemy coming at you. And so I think that's why it works. Because if it was too complicated, then it wouldn't be fun. Because it's like then you have too much stuff you got to juggle in your head. But the fact that it's simple and then it's like a third person shooter, it's something that you wouldn't necessarily think would be a good marriage, but it actually kind of it
Yeah.
fits. And I think aesthetically it looks really cool. It actually reminds me a lot of Vanquish.
Yeah.
Like
I can
the
see
the
that.
style reminds me of Vanquish. And yeah, I mean third person shooter from Capcom. That's I'm
Original
looking like
IP.
yeah, original IP. Like I was probably gonna buy it anyways, just because of the provenance of Capcom. But after playing the demo, like I'm definitely gonna buy that day one, probably on PC.
Yeah. I'm torn. Like, I want to get it on Switch too, just because I want to support these well optimized games on Switch too.
Hmm.
But I don't know, like, I'm kind of in this ground where I'm like, I'm not exactly sure which route to go with that. So we'll see exactly where I picked it up. But it is probably a day one buy for me as well because I did enjoy the game or the demo rather, and I had a lot of fun with the demo. And it looks great. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, people are doing side
Hmm.
by side comparisons. There's some I've seen the comparisons where like lighting's a little bit different, but honestly, if I don't have both of them in front of me, I think it looks great nonetheless. And a 60 FPS game on Switch 2, more than what we had on Switch 1.
Yeah. Speaking of
Mhm.
supporting games that are well optimized, I will be buying that Resident Evil collection that has seven, 8 or Village and
Mhm.
Requiem. I will be buying like because normally I would wait for that to go on sale before I'd get it on Switch
Yeah.
2, but that deal with having all three of the games, I'll be all over that.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, that is a day one buy for me on Switch 2.
Mm,
We could speak about Requiem right now. They did show off a little bit more. Sadly, they didn't show a demo. I would have loved a demo just to kind of see
yeah,
how it would look on Switch 2 and feel. Um, but
I've
no demo.
yeah.
What was
I
it?
I was gonna say that I have a real problem with them showing this game. Like, it's that standard thing where it's like, okay, it's coming out in 2 or 3 weeks. Like, who really wants to see more of this? It's
Yeah.
like you've already made up your mind you're gonna buy it. And if they would have just had like maybe like a 30-second thing and then it said like and demo on the
Mhm.
eShop, tomorrow or something, then I'm fine with it. But the fact they have like this whole 3 to whatever minute segment it was, and then it doesn't tell us anything new except hey, reserve and it's going on 2 weeks. It's just like okay, like you've hit us over the head with this enough already.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like, it's kind of like when you see like a movie trailer and it's like, okay, I've already watched the
Mm,
whole. I basically watched the whole movie because this trailer is showing me everything, kind of skills like that. But I think like Capcom did a good job of just showing you the same parts over and over and
yeah.
over again versus spoiling like different areas. In the partner direct though, they did show off that there is a Leon amiibo, and I've said it multiple times. If a Leon
Mm.
amiibo comes out, I'll be getting it at day one. I
You'll
will
be
be
all
getting it at
over
day
that.
one. Yes, it is coming this summer and it would be nice to add to my collection. I'll be getting the Grace Amiibo as well. I'll be getting both of them.
Me too.
Not the controller though. I think the controller's kind of like
No,
meh. But
I'm
it
not
is
into
nice
that.
to see
Yeah.
that Requiem is 60 FPS also on Switch too. Gotta give a huge shout out to Capcom because they did very, very good with optimizing their Switch 2 games, except Monster Hunter Stories 3. They did show off more of Monster Hunter
Mm.
Stories 3. That is also a demo that they kind of like shadow dropped. It's available on all platforms. I played the demo on Switch too, and it's weird in portable mode. Some people are saying it runs great in dock mode. I haven't tested that yet, but in portable mode, it's not that good. So it seems like it has an unlocked frame rate. And what happens is the frame rate is like all over the place. When you're in these big open world environments, it like tries to stay like at 60 or even above 60. But then the minute like too many things are in your field of view, it drops down and it's just stuttering. And honestly, like I don't think that was a good idea for them. Like I don't know if it needs like more time to be well optimized because the game looks gorgeous. Like graphically it looks gorgeous. In the cutscenes at 60 FPS, I was super happy because the opening cutscenes all 60 FPS. Everything looks great. You have no issues. The minute it goes to you like using your character, like pans out, you're in a small narrow area, and it kind of has like that Zelda feel. Like you're in this narrow area, so you're running, and then next thing you know, you go off a cliff, and then you have to go ahead and summon your Rathalos and then fly to the castle. Forget it. The frame rate just tanks. But in
Mm.
the small areas you go to, because like the open world. Have you ever played like Monster Hunter stories at all?
Mm.
No, they're pretty good
No.
like turn-based games. They're actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it when Monster Hunter Stories 1 came to Apple Arcade. That was like my first introduction to playing the game.
Mm.
Part of that was because my son was actually obsessed with the game, and I was like, you know what, let me try it out. And I had a blast. It was very, very fun. Monster Hunter Stories 2 built upon that and made it even better. And then 3 so far feels even better than that. But the biggest issue is again, like these open world environments tanks the frame rates. When you go to these smaller areas, so like outside of this big open world, there's like these smaller areas you go to. They're kind of like, I don't want to say dungeons, but think of dungeons. They're more like, linear areas you go to. Then it stays like at 60 FPS, which is
Mm.
not an issue there. And then combat is always
I'd
60
rather
FPS
have
as
it
well.
locked. I'd rather have it
Exactly.
like locked at 30 and then have it be going all over the place.
Exactly. Same here, like 30 or even like on Switch 2, since it supports like
40.
VRR, you could do like 40.
Mm.
Exactly. Just like
Mm.
Cyberpunk did. But I don't know why they didn't do that. And that was my issue with Monster Hunter Stories 2 on Switch, is it also is unlocked frame rates. So it goes like everywhere. It can
Mm.
cap out at 60 FPS in certain parts. Most of the time it's like sub 30. And then you go to the
Mm.
menus, it's back to 60. And it's just like I couldn't. It was
That's
messing with my
jarring.
eyes. Yeah.
Mm.
So I ended up buying that on PC, and this, if they don't fix it or say they're gonna update the performance, this will probably be a game that I buy on PC as well, unfortunately,
Mm.
because it's not well optimized. And it's kind of sad because they did a great job with Requiem. Well, we assume so, judging by the trailers. And then of course Pragmata, they did a good job, and this is
Yep.
not too hot. Uh Torok Origins was announced coming fall 2026. Um It's not Torok, but whatever. Like for me, that's not what I think of Torok. When I think of Torok, I don't think of how this game like looks. It seems to be more like a like what do you call those games? Like a PvE game, kind of, right?
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like from the trailer, that's what I got. Like I have not really looked into this game because it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, when I think of Turok, I just it's a very nostalgic game for me, but it's
Hmm.
not really that great. Like Turok 1, 2, and 3. Like Turok 1 was kind of a big deal because that was like the only shooter game at the
Hmm.
time on Nintendo 64, I want to say, or it was like the
Yeah.
first, because
Hmm.
it was pretty close to launch, I think.
Hmm.
And that was like kind of the big shooter before GoldenEye came out, and
Yeah.
like that really, changed everything. Turok 2 was a big deal because that was the game that it shipped around the same time as the expansion pack, I want to say.
Hmm.
And graphically, when that came out and you put the expansion pack in, it was like holy crap! Like PS2 or PlayStation can't do this,
Hmm.
this level of fidelity. And so, and again, like I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not like that great. Like the
Yeah.
the fun is in the you shoot the guy and it's all gory and the cerebral bore from Turok 2 and the graphics and stuff. And then Turok 3 that came out like really towards the end of the N64's lifestyle or not lifestyle lifespan. Um, and I don't really have that many memories of that game. Like I bought it and I played it a little bit, but I mean by that point it was really starting to the
Mhm.
N64 was getting long in the tooth and it didn't look that great really anymore. Um, and so you know, like oh, and then I don't know if you remember this, but they had that Turok game that came out in like 2009. I want to say it was just called Turok. I want to say it was for PlayStation 3, and
I
it
think
was
I
like
do
not
remember
that
that.
anything
Uh,
special. Yeah.
yeah.
And that was like whatever. I think the franchise is kind of dead, honestly. So they're trying to bring it back probably on the wings of nostalgia. And I
Mhm.
mean, if it's good, like that's great. But um, I just don't know if that name really has that much cachet anymore. I feel like people have kind of moved on.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing that would sell Turok to me would be like a remake of like part 1 or something like that. Like
Yeah,
make it
sure.
in like beautiful looking graphics,
Modern.
update the
Mhm.
modern gameplay and stuff like that. And I think that would definitely sell me. But it has to be like a complete remake, not something that they put AI to upscale the textures and stuff like
Mm,
that. Like no, like it has to be a
right.
complete remake. But yeah, the release window for that is fall 2026. Like I said, it's a pass for me. I can care less about it, unfortunately. Kyoto Zandu. Never played it. Apparently, it's a series that goes all the way back to like the Super Nintendo. I've never played any of it. I didn't even know this was a series that exists, but hey, it is a series that exists, and a lot of people are happy for it. It's like a side scroller, kind of like Metroidvania, but then there's boss battles that are done in 3D. So then you're fighting like in a 3D action like environment, which is kind of interesting. I
I
personally
gotta look it
probably
up.
wouldn't. I'm probably not gonna get it. And if I do, it'd probably be when it's on a big sale. But I know there's a cult following for that game, and a lot of people are happy for that.
It looks cool. I mean, I love it. It's kind of like is it like a Metroidvania?
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania, but then the boss battles are done like in a 3D environment.
I mean, it looks like something. I mean, I love 3D combat and I love Metroidvanias. I don't know why I wouldn't like this game.
Hmm.
So I guess I'll wait and see what the reviews are like. But I'm looking at gameplay of it now, and looks like there's even some. Oh wait, are there cards? Oh, maybe I don't like this. This all of a sudden got kind of. I don't know. Yeah, maybe there's like some Persona looking stuff in here, a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that is coming out. It just says this summer. So yeah,
Hmm.
keep an eye out for that if you're a fan. Digimon Story Time Stranger. This is a game that I thought should have launched with the Switch 2. And I really thought it was going to, but it didn't. It is coming out in July, finally, July 10th to be exact. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad I held off on buying Time Stranger. It looks like they're actually doing some pretty good optimization. They're adding a performance mode and a quality mode, which is funny. Apparently, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions don't have that, but they are getting updated to also get those features because they were locked at 30 FPS on both the
Mm,
PS5 and the Xbox. But yeah, they showed off like different resolutions. You can do 4K 30, or you can do 1080p 60 in both docked and handheld mode, which is kind of cool. I'll be picking this up. I think the Digimon story games are pretty fun. Like I played like Hacker's Memory and Cyber Sleuth. They were pretty good games. This one looked even better. I played a little bit of the demo on PC, so I will definitely be picking this up. I was holding off for a while. I almost bought it when it was on sale during the holiday sale, but I was like, nah, let me wait because I do feel like this game will come to Switch too. Are you a Digimon fan at all, Bryant?
no, no.
No. All
I
right,
just remember
Digimon.
like the theme song and the little yellow dinosaur that would say pepper breath, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah, Agumon, yeah. I love
Agumon,
Digimon, like,
pepper breath.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was different from Pokemon, and, I still with Digimon for a very long time. And to this day, I still love Digimon. I think they're pretty cool.
Did you
Uh,
like Monster Rancher too? I like Monster
yeah, Monster
Rancher.
Rancher was pretty fun too. They showed off
That
a
that
little bit of
that
Monster Rancher in this, direct.
did they?
Yeah,
What
we'll be getting to it in a
are they
few.
bringing? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, fair
there is a
enough. But yeah,
Monster
I just remember.
Rancher.
I'm just talking about the cartoon, like the
Yep,
the Monster Rancher, monsters
yeah.
rule.
I remember that was what, like, on Fox Kids, I think it was, where
Yeah.
they
Yep.
were showing
Yep.
it, yeah. I do remember Monster Rancher. There was also a game, a PS1 game. Well, yeah, they did a port of
Yeah.
it. It's available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
that
Putting
PS1 game.
in Goo Goo Dolls CD in my PlayStation to see what kind of monster would come out of it and everything like that. And
Yeah,
I just remember the what was it? There was like a pink little guy or something like that, and the kid
like
had
a little
roller
bird
skates, and
thing.
then there was the
Yeah,
huh?
The pink like
And then
bird
there's like
looking thing.
I remember there was like the woman that was like on the border of being inappropriate for uh for a kid show and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
then there's like a big rock monster I want to say or something like
I think
that
you're
or
right. Yeah.
yeah yeah it's called like Golem or I don't remember. Anyway, continue.
uh, Grand Blue Fantasy Ring Endless Ragnarok is coming to Nintendo Switch too. Fun game. I'm not sure if you played Grand Blue Fantasy Ring. Did you
Yeah,
end
I
up
did a little bit.
you did? I enjoyed the
Mhm.
game. I bought it on PC. I had a blast. I actually did a stream on that, so you can catch like the VOD on YouTube and well not Twitch because they deleted that, but you can catch it on YouTube. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was pretty fun. It reminded me of like a PS3 era game where you kind of just go through these missions, you fight a boss, and then move on to the next level. But it's coming to Switch too. I probably won't be picking it up. Like I don't see myself picking it up because I don't even think I haven't picked up the game since then. But the Ragnarok, like the Endless Ragnarok is DLC that'll be added to the PlayStation version and also the PC version. So you'll be able to buy that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know if I'll pick it up. Like maybe I say no now, but if there's a good sale or something, maybe I'll pick it up. But like Grand Blue Fantasy never really got big over here, but it's like huge in Japan. And they just released a mobile game finally, but you can only play it
Mm.
on Steam. You can't even play it on mobile, which is funny.
Yeah, I'll probably buy it because I assume it's probably to come up with all the DL. It's probably to come with all the DLC.
That is true. If it does come with all the DLC, then it'll
So
probably be well worth it.
yeah, I'll buy it on sale. I'm not buying it full price though. Hell no.
Yeah. Oh, they are adding too. I believe. Yeah, in this they did announce they are adding crossplay, which is kind of cool because
Mm.
originally they did not have crossplay. So I remember my brother he had to buy it again on PS5 to play with friends that had PS5, and then he bought it on PC, to play with friends that had PC. But yeah, it is crossplay now, which is pretty cool. See Monster Hunter Stories 3. We did talk about that already. Release date for that is March 13th. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, oh yeah, and the demo is the first like 10 hours of the game. So you can go through the demo. Once you're done with it, your progress will carry over to the main game, which is pretty cool. I love when they do stuff like that. Um, Arcade and console archives. I was kind of right. I said PlayStation games on Nintendo Switch, and we did get Cool Borders available on
That's
Nintendo
true.
Switch. So I was close. I was close to saying that. That was my wacky little
I
theory.
bet if
Like,
I gave you 100 guesses, you wouldn't have said Cool Borders though.
definitely not. No, I definitely would have said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they announced Ninja
Uh,
Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos, coming to console archives, and then as well as Cool Borders. Which is kind of cool. So like if you don't know what console archives and archives are, they're basically retro games. Think of virtual console. A bunch of these retro games that are available to play on Nintendo Switch. And I think only PlayStation. I don't think they're available on PC. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's only PlayStation and PS5 and Nintendo Switch too. I don't think they're available on PC or
what game?
Xbox. Any of the archives, yeah, arcade archives or the console archive games.
Well, I know like don't they have like Tetris archive games on PS5? I don't and like there are arcade
Let me
archive
see.
some arcade archive games on PS5 too.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're only available on PlayStation
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nintendo.
It's not on Xbox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
or
looking right
yeah.
now on Steam to see if anything pops up. No, nothing on PC. Um, yeah, they're not. It's not available on PC. Yep. So if you want to play any of those games, that's the best place to have it. And apparently, Cool Borders, the version that's available in the console archives, is actually better than the version you can play through PS5 through emulation. So there's like
Oh,
two versions of the
interesting.
game. There's like the original PS1 game that you could play, and it's using like Sony's built-in PS1 emulator that they use for like Legend of Dragoon and all the other PS1 games. Or you can do the console archives version, but the console archives version is more faithful to the PS1 than that version is, which is kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was a
What
bunch
else
of
was announced? It was Ridge Racer and Cool Borders. I mean, I thought there was something I was
yeah,
interested
it
in.
was so Rave Racer was in there.
Mhm.
So there was that. There was Cool Borders, there was Ninja Gaiden, and
Yeah,
then
that's it. Ninja Gaiden 2.
yeah, and then I think that's where they showed off Monster Rancher in there. I believe
I don't remember Monster
so.
Rancher being in that.
It wasn't one of them. See, unfortunately, they don't. they didn't say everything on here on IGN's article. Um, yeah, I'm almost positive it's in that one. It doesn't say. I'll have to double check before we end the podcast. I'll try to correct myself. But I'm almost positive that was part of like the console archives. They had a sizzle reel showing off Scott Pilgrim EX that's coming out March
Mhm.
3rd. I'm excited for that game. Another Eden Begins. That's very interesting because that is a mobile game that is coming to consoles. And it seems like from what I gather, they're trying to do the like same thing they did with Octopath Zero. So like it's gonna be no gotcha elements or anything like that. It's a full game. You're gonna go through the story. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't really like the art style of another Eden. It's made by some developers who worked on Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. They even had a collab with Chrono Cross, which was pretty cool. They redid the opening to Chrono Cross using the Time Scar opening theme and everything. But and it was
Mhm.
reanimated and all that stuff, which was pretty neat, but I'm just not a big fan of it.
I
That's
have no
got
opinion.
You have no opinion on that?
No.
That's coming summer 2026. Reanimals coming out February 13th. A lot of people are excited for that game. I don't know. I'm not. Like I can care less about that.
You
WWE,
say you could care less or couldn't care less?
I couldn't care less. I'm sorry.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta
Uh
make sure I correct you there.
yeah. Star Trek, or I'm sorry, WWE 2K26 coming out March 13th. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown coming out February 18th. Disney Dreamlight Valley Nintendo Switch 2 edition coming out March 25th. PGA Tour 2K25 coming out February 6th. Uh, Cold Set Begins. I don't even remember that game. For
I
Nintendo
remember it was
Switch
a
2
PSX game,
edition.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Okay. Um,
I think it was a PlayStation game, yeah.
okay. That comes out July 16th. Goat Simulator 3 comes out April 1st. It's funny. Um, Shadow Tactics Blade of the Shogun. That game actually is pretty cool. Comes out March 18th. I did enjoy that game. I'm not sure. Well, I don't. You don't
Okay.
like tactical RPGs outside of Final Fantasy Tactics, right?
Um, no, I do.
Okay.
I mean, I do. I probably don't like them as much as you do because you're like a Fire Emblem head and everything
Mm-hmm.
like that. But I like the Rabbids games a lot and stuff
The
like that.
rabbits,
They're
yeah.
not the same thing though. Yeah.
No, a little bit different. Yeah, and this game is even different from those. Um, it's kind of hard for me to explain. One of those things I would say, watch a trailer and maybe make your opinion. But I thought they were pretty cool. I liked it. A lot of stealth though. Maybe you won't like
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn edition. I was super excited.
Some controversy there.
Yes, and then after the direct, they came out with what it's going to be running at, and I got very sad because it's only 1080p 30
Mm.
FPS. The only thing that's 60 FPS is the cutscenes, I think they said, or something like that, which was kind of dumb. I'm like Bandai Namco, dude, I don't know what's going on with them. They are horrible at optimizing for the Switch 2, and this is a team that has helped Nintendo throughout the Switch 1 days.
Mhm.
They're just doing a very bad job. Like I think of Sparking Zero, another Bandai Namco game, where they did a horrible job optimizing for the game. Frame rate's not that great. The graphics are not that great. Like I didn't even buy that port because it's just not a good port at all. And Tales of Arise, a game that came out on PS4, is I don't know. This should easily run 60 FPS 1080p at least in both docked and in because it runs great on Steam Deck. I don't know why they couldn't do that on Switch 2, but anyways, yeah, there's a lot of controversy over that. The Tails team, excuse me, or whoever does the Tails games for Nintendo Switch, they must hate the Nintendo Switch because the Switch One never got any of the Tails remake or remastered versions at 60 FPS. Now we're getting Tales of Arise. It's not going to be 60 FPS. Like, come on. But that's May 22nd.
Yeah.
It will be a pass for me.
I can't believe that they couldn't make, because I mean, you think of games like,
Hmm.
Cyberpunk runs on. I mean, it's not 60 FPS, but it runs on it. There are just so many games you feel like that are so much more intensive than
Yeah.
Tales would be,
Resident Evil
and
Requiem.
they run. And yeah, Resident Evil Requiem, that's definitely more like photorealistic and everything. You'd figure that they could figure out a way to do it, but yeah, that's disappointing for sure. I mean, because it seems like a definitive version of the game. It comes with all the
Hmm.
DLC and all that. So, maybe, I mean, it sounds like they're not going to make it any better if they're already kind of putting down there what the performance is going to be. But, we can hope, I guess.
Yeah. And that's kind of like my issue being with Switch 2 right now. It's developers.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, you have like Capcom who's doing a great job, minus Monster Hunter
Mm,
stories, but like they're doing a great job with even targeting 60 FPS. Like I was expecting Requiem to be 30 FPS, and I was like, you know
mhm.
what, that would be
And
okay.
that'd
And
be expected.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they made it 60 FPS, and now the bar is raised. If Resident Evil
Mhm.
Requiem, a brand new game that's coming out on PS5, Series X, PC, and Switch 2, can run 60 FPS and still look this good, there's no excuse for a PS4 game to do the same thing. Like
Right.
there is just no excuse. But yeah, that's one thing that's starting to bother me right now with some Switch 2 ports. Speaking of ports, they showed off Bethesda at the end, which right there I was very disappointed. I was hoping for something like
Yeah.
awesome, some cool announcement, but like everybody knows that I'm not the biggest like Western RPG fan. I'm definitely not the biggest Bethesda fan. And they just showed off more Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which is coming out let me see, February 24th. More Indiana Jones, which I probably will pick up. I mentioned before, like Indiana Jones looks to be pretty good, graphics wise for the Switch 2. It's coming out May 12th, and also the whole game's on the cartridge. It's surprisingly it's not a key card.
So you want
Um,
to support that?
yeah, definitely. And then Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster was announced, which was one of those things that I want to say Nate the Hate said was going to come to Switch 2. That was also announced as coming later on this year. And then that was it. That was it for the partner direct. Um, going through
Yeah,
all
it's
of
so funny.
that.
Just
Go
wait, hang on
ahead.
1 second. I want to touch on the Bethesda thing for a second. It's just I I just feel like I don't know anybody that's really into Bethesda games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
and it's like everybody else in the world is into it except for all the people that I know in my inner circle. And it's just when Todd Howard shows his, smiling face on there, and I have to imagine there has to be an audience out there that sees him and they lose their mind and like, oh my God, like we're getting Fallout 4 on Switch 2 and all these games and stuff. It's just I'm not one of them. Like I see him and I'm like, oh, they're going back to the well of Todd Howard again. Like, okay, what ports are coming to Switch 2 now? Oh, cool. Fallout 4, which came out like what 8 years ago or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Cool. And then Indiana Jones, like, I mean, it's cool that's all in the cart. Like, I think that's a good precedent. But it's like most people that wanted to play that would have already played it on PC, Xbox, or
Hmm.
PlayStation 5 by now. And then Elder Scrolls, like, great. I mean, you have Skyrim on there already, so if you want to kind of revisit the series and see what 4 is like and everything, and I mean, that's fine, I guess. But it's just I don't get the hype. And here's the thing, like I love the Fallout TV series. Like I just finished watching season 2 and I love that series. And it's like I want to like Fallout because I like the TV series a lot. But I just can't get into it at all. Same
Hmm.
with the Elder Scrolls, and I just feel like I'm missing something. And I'm glad that you and I are kind of on the same wavelength on that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I was surprised too when you told me you were kind of in the same. But I was like, man, like,
Mm.
there's one other person that I know that really loves like Bethesda games, and to them like anything Bethesda is great. And I'm like, I don't like any of their games. Like I can't think of that. And he's kind of like the opposite of me because he doesn't like anything like Final Fantasy or like Japanese RPG related. I'm like, you're missing out. So I'm trying to convince him because there's somebody else who has been also like playing through Final Fantasy 16 right now, and he's like loving it. And he's trying to convince them to play Final Fantasy 16 and 7 remake. So hopefully we can get him on that hype train. But I told him I can't get into Bethesda games. I just don't think they're that great. Um, and it does seem like that.
And
Like
not well
everybody gets
optimized
excited.
either, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a Bethesda thing. Is like that the
Mm.
game's not optimized, and that's always been the thing since they've gone there. Like, even their PC games, since their PC games, they were just
No.
never that great optimized, and it was the funny part of it.
Yeah. And you think about like Witcher and how
Hmm.
like CD Projekt kind of showed them their lunch for like what an open world game is capable of. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, Cyberpunk when it first came out kind of crapped the bed, but they fixed it. And
Hmm.
Cyberpunk 2077 in its most optimal form and Witcher 3 in its most optimal
Yeah.
form, they blow away any Bethesda game.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games I would argue.
10 years later.
Dragon's
Yeah.
Dogma. Like when people were obsessed with Skyrim, I was obsessed with Dragon's Dogma 1. I haven't played 2 yet, but I was obsessed with Dragon's Dogma 1. Yeah, I mean, going with this direct, I think the one thing it was missing for sure that I feel like every direct has for me is at least one game that I'm super hyped about. And even like usually their last announcements sometimes are very, very
Mm,
good. Like we had like Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave when they announced it as the last game. I remember I was like super excited. I was like, yes, best direct ever because
yep.
just Fire Emblem. Just showing like Todd Howard's face, I was just like, no, why? Why? But I gave it a 7 because I think there's some cool stuff here. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, the announcement coming to Switch. Yes, it's a game that's already out, but I'm happy that it's coming to Switch too, and I'm happy it's coming soon. I'm glad to play it. Having a release date for the Adventures of Elliot got me excited as well. A lot of the ports that are coming, yes, these ports are available elsewhere, but like I'm happy that I can play these games on the Switch too. Minus some of the games like, Tales of Arise that yes, it's cool that it's coming. I just feel like it could be a way better port. Like they can do a lot more with it. It just seems like they just wanted to put it out there. Grand Blue
Yep.
Fantasy was a game that I really didn't think anything was going to come out of it. I thought it was just kind of done, but it coming to Switch 2 also is pretty cool. Like it really shows to me, especially with third party offerings, that Nintendo is trying to do a way better job than they did with the Switch One. The Switch One, really, the first party games is what carried the Switch One the majority of the way. There were some cool third party games like Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, and some other stuff here and there. But it really was the first party games that carried like the Switch, in my opinion. Here they're trying to say like, hey, we are gonna do first party, but let's give these like let's show you our partners that are here to shine, and it's kind of trying to show that they're serious, right? When we're getting Pragmata, we're getting Requiem. There are two brand new games coming at the same time as um the other console versions, and even porting games like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. Very like I guess it would have been when did Indiana Jones come out? What, almost in 2024, right? December 2024, I think. If
What's for December 2024?
Indiana Jones, that's when that came out.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so like over a year, like a year and a couple of months later, or I guess more than that, because we don't have the exact release date. But showing that that is coming,
Mm.
like that, that I think it's a good thing. Digimon Time Stranger as well, coming very soon after its launch. Even though I felt like that should have been a launch game, but whatever. It's nice to see that we're gonna get the same games that at least PS5 and Series X are getting right now. So that's why I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I'm not that charitable with it. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single thing they showed
Hmm.
is available elsewhere for the most part, except for like Tokyo Scramble. I don't think that's going anywhere else. And like the paranormal game,
Hmm.
and maybe the uh, what's it called?
Adventures of Elliot.
That no, I mean that one wasn't really an announcement. The other one, the Zandu one, what was it
Oh,
called?
Kyoto Zandu.
Kyoto Zandu, yeah. It was just a lot of most of it, like 95% of it, I felt like was just ports of stuff that was out already
Yeah.
or
Is
release
Turok
dates
Origins
for
already out, or is that a port?
no, no. It's. I mean, it's. I'm pretty sure it's coming out. I'm pretty sure that's coming out on everything.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Um, so it's just it's just I mean, you're right. It's cool that they're getting all these well optimized games for Switch 2 as far as Resident Evil Requiem goes, that being like a very good port. Pragmata appears to be going down that same path. Like Capcom is really flexing their muscles for what they're bringing, like you said, minus Monster Hunter.
Hmm.
And Nintendo's kind of flexing, showing like, hey, we can get big hitters coming this way too. But as far as I mean, I wouldn't go as far as a 7. Like it was. I mean, I was hoping, I was hoping to have one announcement. I'm like, oh, cool, like that's coming out,
Yeah.
like Skies of Arcadia Legends ported to Switch. Like if that would have
That'd be
happened, then
cool.
I'd say 7 because at least there's something.
Hmm.
But there's nothing in there that I was like stoked about, really.
Yeah.
The closest is probably like a Ninja Gaiden 2 arcade port, but I really think that that's a waste. Like, I think what they should have done with that is they should have made like a Ninja Gaiden 1 through 3 collection for like $20 or something like that, and threw that on all the consoles and PC like that, and like, or had like what they did with Castlevania, where they have like the three NES versions and like the
Yeah.
three arcade versions. And I don't know if there's any like side games they could have had in there or something too. Like, that'd have been a really cool history lesson or something, and that would have been interesting. But um, Bomberman as well, if that would include like Bomberman 64 and the other Bomberman game, like that would have been that'd have been cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I really hope that the rumors are true that there's going to be a real Nintendo Direct coming soon, and they'll actually have some surprises that'll make me happy.
Yeah, I don't think a Nintendo Direct will come out until after Pokemon Day.
When's
I
Pokemon Day?
February 20 something,
Really? You don't
26.
think it's
Yeah.
like okay?
Let me
Well, we'll see,
see.
I guess.
I'll tell you right now. Pokemon Day 27th. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like I don't see a direct until after that. Because they're gonna wanna probably hype up the new generation of Pokemon. And then in the next direct, they'll go ahead and like re-show that again, or probably show more footage. But I could be wrong. Maybe there is one. I haven't heard any rumors or see anybody saying that there's going to be an actual Nintendo Direct anytime soon, though. That's another reason why.
I thought there was.
Was there? I haven't seen that. Because usually,
Yeah.
because I think I saw Nate the Hate say that he has not heard anything of a first party Direct coming soon.
Yeah. I've definitely read some
Hmm.
things on Twitter. I mean, granted, it's Twitter, like whatever,
Yeah.
but um, yeah. I don't know. I mean, oh, never mind. This is showing the partner showcase on Google, but
Yeah.
I have read some things, but we'll find out. I mean, I feel like they've done it every year in February, though, haven't they? Always had a direct in
They've
February
always done one
for a
direct,
while.
but usually, yeah, because usually it's not
Oh,
a partner
okay.
direct. Usually it's like both. But I feel like they
Mhm.
went all out in a partner direct, and it could be maybe these are just the games that they wanted to get out of the way. And if they do an actual Nintendo Direct, then it'll be a mix of first party and third party because that's usually what they do. And maybe it'll be all brand new games. So who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for an actual Nintendo Direct. Because I also would like to see what Nintendo's doing because we really don't know anything outside of Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and we do need a release date for that because we know it's coming sometime this year.
The Yoshi game
Yeah,
too.
I keep
That's
forgetting
coming out
about that
this
Yoshi
year.
game. You always bring it up, and I
Yeah.
keep forgetting about that. But that is coming out this year. Yeah,
Can't forget that game's adorable.
yeah, and it's funny. I was like one of the few people that said, "Oh, that game looks kind of pretty. That looks kind of cool."
Like, where was
Um,
Metaphor during this partner direct? Like, why didn't that come? Why didn't Expedition 33 would have been a really another good
yeah,
pick
maybe
up there as
they're
well. Like, just
saving
something.
those for the actual Nintendo Direct because
Yeah,
they
maybe.
want to have the hype. They don't want the partner direct to be hype. They want the Nintendo Direct to
That's
be
fair.
hype. Because the Expedition 33 would be cool, and especially if Nintendo partners up with where are the developers for Expedition 33 again?
Sandrock?
Yeah, if they partner up with Sandrock and do like exclusive Nintendo costumes or something like that, like they've done in other
That'd be
games,
ridiculous.
that'd be kind of cool.
Like a Bowser costume for what's his name? The big guy. I can't think of his name right now. The one you surf on.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his
Esquier.
name. Eskia, yeah. Well, you can
Yeah.
have like I forgot what her name is. The mage girl you have.
Oh,
Um
Lune.
Lune. You can have her as like I don't know. I was thinking like Rosalina or something like a Rosalina costume
Sure.
because she
I don't know if
floats
it would
too.
fit the theme at all. I mean, when you think about like you see Gustav like about to kill himself, I don't think he's wearing a Mario hat when he does it. That's just me.
That'd be awesome. Like, I mean, hey,
He has
we
a
got
gun to his head and Mario hat on. It's like oh
we
no.
we had a Bayonetta, right? Bayonetta 2 had
Yeah.
like Mario or was it Peach
Yeah, like
costume or
No Metroid, it was
Samus? Yeah.
Samus and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
That's true.
it's
That was pretty
possible.
thematically crazy for what that content was,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you
but I
got
guess like that's ridiculous though, whereas Expedition 33 is like really serious.
yeah.
Like Bayonetta doesn't take itself seriously.
That's true. That's true. But let's hope there's a Nintendo Direct that shows us more because I do feel like it's about time to announce a new like 3D Mario game, possibly. Um, I don't even know what else Nintendo could be working on right now, honestly. Like, yeah, I really don't know what else Nintendo would be working on at this time.
That's their job to worry about surprising me. It's not my job to come up
Yeah,
with ideas for them. Damn it.
exactly. That's true. That's true. They might be listening and be like, "Oh yeah, maybe we should be working on a 3D Mario. We forgot about that."
Hmm.
All right. Let's talk about some of the smaller news. Nintendo Switch is officially the best-selling console, Nintendo console rather. It has now surpassed the DS at 155.7 million. The DS was 153.2 million, I believe it was. So it's now close to hitting the PS2 records, which is sitting at 160 million as the greatest console or the best selling console of all time. Which I think you think the Switch can beat that?
You mean the Switch 2?
The Switch One beat the
Can
PS2
this
sales numbers.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said could the Switch 2 beat the Switch's sales numbers?
Yeah, because the
No,
Switch
I
would be
don't
like
think so.
PS2's like numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so because the PS2 had the added benefit of being a DVD player, which at the time was just like every family needed to
Hmm.
have a DVD player. And so that was just such a major thing back in 2000, 2001, where even people that weren't gamers necessarily, like they're going to go out and buy one because like they want a DVD player for the home and like, oh, the kid wants a game console too. So I
Yeah.
just think that was such a moment in time that's not replicable.
Yeah.
And now when you buy a Switch, you're buying it strictly to play games on it, strictly, most of the time probably Nintendo games because I mean, like there's no apps on it right now really or anything like that. Like it's
Hmm.
just games. Maybe YouTube will bring out an app eventually or something like that, but
Yeah.
it's not that's not its purpose. So the thing that Nintendo had and why the Switch was such a success and why the Switch 2 won't touch the Switch's numbers is one, there was COVID 3 years into the release of the Switch, and they brought out Animal Crossing, which
Yeah.
COVID and Animal Crossing, that's like,
And Ring
that was
Fit.
perfect timing. What'd you say?
And Ring Fit. Ring Fit was very popular
Yeah,
during COVID as well.
yeah, to stay active and stuff like that, and like that was, and as far as I know, I mean, there's probably like there's other examples of handheld consoles, but there was nothing that was quite as substantial as Switch, where you could play as Zelda Breath of the Wild in your hands like this, and then you could put it in the dock and play it on the like.
Yeah.
There was nothing like that. It was very novel at the time, and so like a lot of people wanted it for the novelty of it
Hmm.
and the quality as well. But it was just there was something very novel about that, and then COVID happened. So I think like though all those things put together made it so the Switch was so successful. It was the
Yeah.
novelty and the timing and the software. And I think that with Switch 2, I think that a lot of people that bought a Switch initially might be out of gaming. Maybe they bought it in that moment in time because of those things that I mentioned. Maybe they moved on to other consoles, PlayStation,
Yeah.
PC, Xbox, to play the more substantial versions of the game. You still have the hardcore Nintendo fans like us that are going to buy it to play the first party Nintendo games, but it's not. I really don't think this. Even if Nintendo came out with like everything that's on our dream list, I don't think it's ever going to touch the Switch One sales because you have Steam Deck as competition now, unlike in 2017.
Yeah.
You have all these other platforms out there that you can play portably that you didn't have back then. And it's just not as novel anymore. And so they kind of have to fall on the strength of their software. And I mean, so far they've released some bangers and it's been great. We have Mario Tennis coming out in the next
Yes.
few days, and I'm sure that'll be really fun. And then, like, the Yoshi game, the Fire Emblem game, whatever miscellaneous stuff comes out over the course of the year or whatever, and all the third party games we mentioned. But um, I just think that PS2, it's probably untouchable.
Hmm. Lord Alcatraz says, "Is the Wii U a joke to you?" It's definitely not. I actually love the Wii U. I bought that day one. I pre-ordered it and everything, and I actually enjoy it. And I have a lot of fond memories with the Wii U. It was very cool concept. I think he was probably talking about maybe because the being able to play a game on portable mode. It's not really the same because you're streaming it from the actual like
Yeah.
console versus the Switch. You can take with you on the go, and you couldn't do that with the Wii U at all. Though it was kind of cool to be able to like bring the Wii U gamepad, and I can go to another room and sometimes it would work. Sometimes you would get the little like, connection loss, move
Lag.
closer to the
Mhm.
console and stuff like that. But it was still cool nonetheless. And Miiverse, like I still think Miiverse is one of the coolest thing ever made, like in my opinion. And I wish it would come back.
Yeah. I think that the concept at the time, it was kind of falling in line with what other developers were doing with I remember Battlefield or whatever had a mode where you could have a tablet or whatever and you
Hmm.
could see the map, and like Dead Rising 3 had it and stuff, and there was just
Yeah.
kind of this rush to get a second screen experience, and
Yeah.
Wii U kind of walked so Switch could run.
Yeah.
And I I don't think Wii U is a joke. I think it was a necessary first step to get to where we are now with the Switch. And there were some really good games on Wii U for sure. My only criticism really of the Wii U is the fact that the gamepad felt really cheap, and it
Yeah.
was
Very
ergonomic as
plasticky.
heck. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was very comfortable to hold. But it was glossy plastic and it scratched really easily. And the Switch or the Wii U itself was glossy, and it just looked
Hmm.
very just like a kid's toy or whatever in a
Yeah.
way. And then when the Switch came out, like that, I mean, you look at the original Switch now, it seems outdated kind of in a way. But when it came out, it was very modern, and it was
Yeah.
very un-Nintendo, and how
How it
modern it
looked.
looked,
Yeah.
and like a modern piece of electronic equipment and everything. So no, I think the Wii U definitely had great games, and there was some good stuff on there. But I think Nintendo learned a lot of valuable
Hmm.
lessons from that console too.
Yeah, I think so as well. He says massive cope Nintendo brainwash all. They were trying to sell you cardboard. Are you talking about like the Switch
Oh, are you talking about the
what the VR thing
Labo?
or Labo? Yeah. Or you saying the Wii U is just cardboard? Because definitely not just cardboard. Wii U has some good technology. It's still till this day, if you want to consider the Wii U to gamepad remote play, there's nothing that has the latency of the Wii U to gamepad. Not even PlayStation Portal remote play, not Steam remote play, nothing like that has gone close to the latency you had with the Wii U to Wii U gamepad to the Wii U. So nothing like that. But yeah, like I think the Switch can I think it can catch up to the PS2. Like if they continue selling Switches this year, it's possible.
How
We'll
far off
see.
are they?
4.3 million off. Unless Sony
That's a
updates
high,
their
that's a
numbers
big
again.
that's a big ask. 4.3 million. I mean, they're not going to release any more software for Switch. Like the only one that I
Yeah.
know that's come out for Switch is that Rhythm Heaven game, and that's it.
Yeah. That yeah, and if you looked at this partner direct too that we just talked about, the majority of those games are Switch 2 only. There was
Hmm.
not that many Switch 1 games at all. And I think it's, it kind of makes sense because where we're at, especially in the console like lifespan, most people are not even developing for PS4 at this point. So they're looking at the modern consoles, and Switch 2 is the only thing that's close enough to a PS5 or Series X. But on the topic of Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 2 is the fastest selling console ever within its release, which is pretty cool. Um, I don't have the full numbers there because I think they didn't post the updated numbers yet, but they did say it is the fastest selling console. It's outpacing already the Switch One in terms of sales. It beat the PS5's like introduction sales, PS4s, and so forth. So Switch Two so far is off to a good start. We'll have to see if they keep the momentum because I do think that what drives the Switch Two, what drives like Nintendo consoles in general is always the first party lineup. If they stop doing that, it's going to be an Xbox issue where people just stop buying the console because there's no first party games. But Nintendo's never going to do that. They're always going to have first party games available. I'm sure when the next Smash Bros gets announced, they'll sell, a bunch more millions. The next 3D Mario, they'll sell a bunch more and so forth. So yeah, that's I can see that coming. I hope a new Smash comes out because I really do want a new Smash Brothers. Even though the old ones are fun, I just want something new, something different.
I mean, I just don't know where they go from there. You know.
I would like for them to go backwards. I've said this a
Mm,
couple times. I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but I've said this a couple times where remove like that large roster, fine tune to like a smaller amount, and remove a lot of clone characters. Like I get it, Dr. Mario is like nostalgic, but like you could turn Dr.
mm,
Mario into like a costume, or like
hmm.
another like variant versus him being a character and add Paper Mario because Paper Mario can have a totally different move set. He has a
That's true.
hammer, he has a jumping, he can have like different like abilities like from the items he can get. That would
And the
be a better
partners.
character. Yeah, exactly. You can add partners to it and stuff.
Mm.
There's a lot of cool things they can do with other characters. So I would get rid of a lot of the clone characters. I don't mind the Fire Emblem characters, of course. I'm a huge Fire Emblem
Of course
fan.
you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but the one thing I did say for a while is they don't need to have all the sword characters because there are other characters in Fire Emblem that use different weapons. So they can easily have different weapons. And I do give him a shout out because like Robin uses a sword and magic. You have Byleth who has a bow, a whip. He doesn't even use his sword. He uses a whip, an axe, and a spear. Robin, while he uses a sword, he uses a bunch of other stuff too because his body, like he could turn into a dragon. So like his arm will turn into like a, I don't know what you want to call it, like a spear or something like that. So they can do like some other stuff. We don't need Marth and Lucina. Like Marth and Lucina are literally the same character. We don't need both of them. I would have them like keep Marth and Ike because I think those are like the most popular Fire Emblem characters, and then it can do different characters overall. And I say them as they're right here, my Fire Emblem amiibos. But yeah, like I
Beautiful.
wouldn't mind that, and bring back some game modes from the original like Smash Bros. Because I feel like the thing Ultimate was missing is a lot of things that they had before, like the single player experience, like the arcade mode, what you want to
Subspace
call it.
Emissary.
Yeah, Subspace Emissary too. Like bring that back. Like nothing still tops Brawl and Subspace Emissary. But a lot of like the
I th-
other like mini game stuff, they just kind of like threw all that out and just focused on characters. We'll see.
um I wish that they would bring the original to Switch Online on 64 because
Me
that game is very
too.
nostalgic for me, and
Same here.
I don't think that it would hurt the sales of Ultimate. I mean, Ultimate sold
Same
what it's
here.
going to sell by now, and
Yeah.
anybody that and you'd think that they would want to have like people playing the original to see what it's like. Oh, this is really fun. I'm going to go buy the real game. So I
Yeah.
don't know why they don't put that on there. I can understand why they don't put Melee on GameCube because there's all those purists or whatever about saying how much better the Melee is, and
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. But everybody thinks the N64 one is a little quaint now because it came out probably close to 30 years ago at this point, which really hurts to say that out loud. Um, but it's a fun little game, and it again it walked so Melee
Hmm.
could jog, and or I guess Melee is considered the best, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
Melee, and then it was Brawl, and then it was for Wii U and for 3DS, and then Ultimate, which Ultimate is fantastic in a lot of ways. But
Yeah.
you're right, it doesn't have the single player of the earlier ones.
Yeah. And that was like kind of like the big letdown for me. But it's
Mm.
funny you bring up Smash 64 because I played that a lot on my Retro Pocket, which is funny. It does not hold up in terms of game mechanics because the way like it plays, but there's a lot of nostalgia there. And I'll go through and
Absolutely.
play the like single player like arcade mode. I forgot what it's called, but it's like it's basically where you go through, you just
Arcade mode.
yeah, I don't
I
think
don't
that's
know.
what it's called. But you fight like giant
Okay.
Donkey Kong and like,
Mhm.
Team Kirby and
It
Yoshi
was
and stuff
cool
like
for
that.
the time. It was very
Yeah.
cool. It was very
You have like
different.
the break the targets levels and
Hmm.
get it all the platforms. But anyways, like I play that a lot and I enjoy it. And it doesn't take away from what Ultimate has because it's a different game. I also still play Melee, I play Brawl, and even Smash 3DS more so than Wii U because Smash 3DS has Smash Run, which I thought was one of the coolest things ever. It's basically like
Mm.
a did you get Smash 3DS at all?
I did. I just don't know if I remember that mode.
So Smash Run was where like you're in a giant like labyrinth and side scrolling, of course, and you go through and you're like fighting like random enemies from different franchises, and you collect these little power ups. At the end of I think it's like 3 minutes or maybe it's 5 minutes, they'll tally up all the different power ups you have, and then you do a normal Smash Bros. Battle, but with all those power ups. So you'll have like speed boost, jump boost, your attack boost, defense boost, and so forth. But it was kind of cool because you're just doing this whole like side scrolling level. That takes you through different like theme areas. Like there's one place where there's like a master sword in the middle of the sword or middle of the area, and like Dark Link comes out. And you have to fight like Dark Link and stuff. Or I might be mixing that up with Subspace maybe. I don't know, but it's very similar to what Subspace had going on. So, or even Adventure mode in Melee because they had also a similar mode. It's
Mhm.
something like that though. But yeah, Smash Run was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. Um, okay. Sony announced a brand new Horizon game. It's a multiplayer game
Mhm.
called Horizon Hunters Gathering that looked a lot to me like Monster Hunter, but it seems a little bit different than Monster Hunter. It is multiplayer focus. You get a team. It is set in, of course, in the Horizon universe. They even showed off like Alloy or is it Aloy or Alloy?
Aloy.
Okay,
Aloy.
Aloy, and some of the other characters from Horizon. I'm not a fan of the art style. I've said it a couple times. I really don't like that art style. It's just like not my cup of tea. But the game does look interesting. Like I'm not gonna write it off right away. It looks pretty interesting. It's multiplayer focused. There is a beta they'll have going on that will be available for both PC and PS5. You can sign up by signing up for the Sony beta program. I was just say, hey, I think we should all sign up for the beta, and if we get into it, we can play together and just test it out on a stream to see how it is. But I think it'll be kind of a little fun game to try out.
Yeah, I saw it earlier, but I'm just rewatching
Hmm.
the trailer for it, and yeah, I mean the art style. There's some. It's very colorful, which is nice, and I
Hmm.
can. It has some rusticness to it, which I think is missing from a game like Fortnite.
Yeah,
Where it has like that kind of cartoony look of Fortnite, but I feel like it's a little bit more detailed.
yeah.
The animation looks really nice too, as far as
It
like
kind of
the
looks
the
like the
movement of the animals.
what's that? The one, the League of Legends Netflix uh
Oh,
animated show.
Arcane.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Arcane, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that. So like typically games like this aren't something I'm into because I'm not generally into multiplayer games. I mean, it's co-op, so
Yeah,
you're right. It
same.
could be fun if like all three, if three of us teamed up or whatever,
Hmm.
and you went and slayed some monsters. But yeah, I mean, is it free to play or no?
I don't know. They didn't say it's free to play.
Okay,
Yeah,
so assuming it's like, I mean, I can't imagine it'd be a $70 game. Like you'd think it'd be like a Helldivers situation, like a 40
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
Um, I mean, the only thing that sucks about this is it's a necessary evil because it's like, I mean, not evil, that's too strong a word, but it's just these multiplayer games, these co-op experiences, your Fortnites, your
Hmm.
what are the other big ones that are out that people are held? I
Arc
mean,
Raiders
Helldivers kind
now.
of Arc Raiders, yeah. Like
Yeah.
you have these games that depend on going viral, and if they hit, like you're in the money, and the money is just pouring out every single cabinet. It's just coming
Hmm.
everywhere. The money is everywhere. But there's just so many examples of these things missing and missing badly.
Yeah.
Like you think about Concord. That
Hmm.
game cost Sony so much money because they just banked on this being a multiplayer game that was going to go viral. And then you have Marathon coming up, in whatever couple
Hmm.
months or whatever it is. That again, like they're banking on that being a hit. And what sucks is that there's this kind of philosophy where it's like they can't put all of their eggs in the basket of single player games because you spend 5 years to make a single player game and like it sells well. Like let's say the budget is $30 million and it makes $40 million. Like, yeah, you made a profit, but
Yeah.
was that $10 million worth 5 years? And so that's where and then you have a multiplayer game where maybe it took half that time to make and you make $30 million or something like that. And then you kind of get into this calculus where it's risk versus reward versus time versus investment.
Hmm.
And that's just where it gets really not fun because this multiplayer game, something tells me it's not going to be a hit and it's going to go the same realm of like when Lego Horizon came
Yeah.
out and people were like, oh, that's cool, it's a Lego Horizon game. That game kind of just came and went, and I just have a feeling that you see these people that are working so hard on this game to make it special and everything,
Yeah.
and it'll just kind of maybe come out and people are going to forget about it, and it's unfortunate because maybe it is really fun, but the most precious commodity right now is time, and people have
Hmm.
so many ways to spend their time, and I just don't know if they'll want to invest in this
Did
when
you
there's so many
watch?
alternatives already.
Do you watch Spawn Wave by any chance?
Spawn Wave?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that is.
No, it's a channel. He has a cool like morning show where it's basically like a news segment. I would recommend watching him. I used to watch him every morning where he has a what is it called? Newswave. He has Newswave where he gives you like all the latest gaming news that's happening in what's up, Ash? Welcome.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl is over now.
It was
uh
over at halftime. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
well,
yeah, technically, yeah.
so he does I gotta figure out. which scene is in what. Um, yeah. Anyways, he does like a lot of news stuff. So like in the morning, he has like the news wave where he has like the latest gaming news and stuff, and it's kind of cool. Like I like to watch him in the morning. It's usually like 30 minutes, and he goes of all the big news that happened the day before. But he has his own podcast called Spawncast, and he's been doing these little segments where he has special guests, and he guys kind of goes into detail into certain things. He had like I can't say his last name.
Colin Moriarty.
Yes, he had him on there as a guest, and they kind of went through some cool stuff that they talked about. And recently, he had I forgot what his name is, but he was part of the G4 team that brought G4 to life, like original G4. I'm talking about, not like the
You're
new
not
one
talking
that
about
they
Adam
got.
Sessler?
Not Adam Sessler. No, he was more of a behind the
Okay.
scenes guy.
Okay.
But it's funny because like you mentioned as time, like the biggest thing is time, and he started talking about how like a lot of these games are no longer fighting for anything else. They're just really fighting for your time. And what happens is people nowadays just don't have that much time, and that's what's making these games like kind of be big misses. And it was kind of neat to hear him talk because he's somebody again, like, we would have been, kids at the time. He was an adult and he was already seeing the gaming industry in one way. And as he's seen the game industry evolve in like all sorts of ways, he thinks that this is actually the downfall of gaming right now. It's because everybody's fighting for your time. It's no longer about, a great game or anything. And he also talked about like different verbiage that people use, which I didn't think about that. But now that I think about it, like when I hear my kids talk, it is true. Because when I was a kid, I would say, "Oh, I'm gonna play, Metroid Prime on GameCube, right? Or, let's go ahead and play Xbox together. Let's go ahead and play like, the PS2, let's play like SOCOM or something." Nowadays, kids are like, "Let's play Fortnite. Let's play Roblox." Like that's their platform. They don't
Mm-hmm.
they don't think Xbox, they don't think PlayStation or Nintendo. They think
It's
Fortnite
just old
or
people like
Roblox.
us.
Yeah, because that platform is available everywhere. You can play that at any like anywhere, PC, whatever the case might be. And I do think like going back to Horizon, that I feel like after Concord, they would have learned and maybe like cancel this. But hearing the developers say this is a passion project of theirs, they thought that this would be a cool idea. If it is, then hey, I would say, follow your passions. I just don't know if this is it. I,
Right.
I would still like to try it out and see how we feel about it, like, especially
Is
as a
it
group.
Gorilla making it or no?
It is Gorilla making it. Yep.
It is Gorilla. Okay.
Yeah. Which is what makes it interesting. Like it is Guerrilla Games. They're making it. Hey, they did Killzone. Killzone was fun. I thought the multiplayer for Killzone was pretty fun. But yeah, I don't know. And not only that, like I feel like it's gonna be fighting for attention because you have this game and you
Yep.
have another multiplayer Horizon game that's also coming out, which I forgot what the name
Yep.
of that one was, but that one's coming out on mobile and PC. This one's coming out on PS5 and PC, and it's just, yeah,
A little saturation there.
it
Did you,
is.
Ash? Did you watch the trailer for that new Horizon multiplayer game?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is like a new multiplayer game for the Horizon Zero Dawn universe or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I never heard of it. I was expecting it to happen sooner rather than later, if anything, from what it, because yeah, I know it had potentials of having a multiplayer set game and stuff, but I haven't really looked into it that much, if anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
It just got announced like 3 days ago.
yeah, the
3
same
days
as the
ago?
direct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I agree with Ash. Like it does look like a game that has potential, but I think it's because the fights in Horizon feel so much like Monster Hunter. And that's why you think, okay, this could be a multiplayer game because a lot of it does feel like Monster Hunter, except it is more single player base. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's one of those things. We will wait and see. Like I said, I recommend everybody here sign up for the Sony beta program to see if we get into it and we can try it out together and give our thoughts. It'll be fun to play something different.
Okay.
There was some interesting things you said earlier.
Mhm.
About like games fighting for your attention rather than just being games.
Mhm.
I feel like there's still some of that there in the modern age of gaming, especially with indie games
Mhm.
itself, because there's games out there that like will take 2 to 3 hours take 2 to 3 hours for you to beat, but it would be like one of the best 3 hours that you can ever do
Mhm.
with a game. And I feel like mouth watching is a good example of that. That
Yeah.
game is like $6, or $12, I think, I don't know. But
Yeah.
the game itself was like 3 hours for you to beat, and
Okay.
it's still ingrained into my mind on the themes and messages from that game itself. So
Hmm.
I feel like when it comes to like AAA titles, I can sort of agree with you on like how games are trying to fight for your time instead of just giving you quality content.
Yeah.
But I would say that if you were to look further into like the indie side of things, or even AA games, I feel like there's still a lot of heart and passion out there
Hmm.
and stuff when it comes to delivering quality titles and everything. So
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I think I really think that the issue we have, especially in the AAA space too, is also the budget. Like they want to go with these huge cinematic experiences. Like they want to go all out
Hmm.
with motion capping and all that
yeah,
stuff, which costs a lot of money. And I think that's also part of the culprit of like ruining games because they're making things so expensive for no reason. Because there's a lot of, like you mentioned, like Clear Obscure, right? That's a perfect example. Like it did not have a huge budget, like say Spider-Man. I mean, it's kind of a bad example because Spider-Man 2 was a success, but like, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, doesn't have a budget of Spider-Man 2, but it is, hey,
Well,
it
think of
won
it
Game of the
this way,
Year.
though.
Hmm.
Think of it this way. I mean, Sony had to pay so much money in there. I mean, even though Sony like owns or however the rights things go with
Yeah.
Marvel, I mean, there's still licensing that's involved there. I believe that they would have to kind of mess with. Um,
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't
that is
know.
a good question. Like, I don't, because I know Sony, because they have the rights to Spider-Man, especially at least in the cinematic verse.
Mm.
As far as like gaming goes, yeah, I don't know like what's the deal with that because we've seen Spider-Man, for example, in Marvel Rivals, which is not a
Right.
Sony
And
property.
in that fighting, isn't he in that fighting game too? The Guilty Gear fighting game.
Yeah, but that's also done by Sony though. So like
That's true. Yeah, that's
that's a
true.
pass. But he's in shoot, there was another one. It came out on Switch. Marvel Alliance 3 or
Ultimate
Ultimate
Alliance.
Alliance
Yeah.
3. Yeah, he's
Hmm.
also in there too. Um
So I guess what I'm saying is like even though let's just say hypothetically there is some rights things here, but I mean it doesn't have to be Spider-Man. It could be
yeah.
anything like Wolverine or anything that involves like
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
character or something
Wolverine's
like
is a good example because they don't own the rights to
yeah, it's
that.
like they don't own the rights to Wolverine. So it's
Yeah.
like Wolverine's going to probably be a success and it's going to sell a lot of copies, but would you rather have Claire Obscure, which has no rights? It's a totally original IP. You get 100%. I mean, somebody doesn't get 100% of the profit, but like that's a cheap game to make that
Yeah.
sells that many copies that has no licensing stuff, or Wolverine, where like maybe it sells more than Claire Obscure, but they get a smaller piece of the pie because they have more to pay out to people and it costs more to make.
Yeah.
It's kind of again more of that philosophical way you want to look at game development.
Yeah, exactly. And that is true when it comes to that because I still think like the issue with these teams and why we're getting so many layoffs and all of that is they spend so much money and it's like the game has to succeed or that's it. Like the studio closes and they're banking like too much money in just
Hmm.
one game where they can't really be doing that. Where Nintendo kind of like they spread it out. Like they set certain games and they don't expect every game that they make to sell like 10 million copies, right? I think they said Pikmin 4 was a success. And I think like in its launch or something like that, it was like 2 million copies or something like that. Maybe it's a little bit higher than that. And they said it's a success. Where most games is like, well, if it's not doing more than 5 million, it's not a success. They want everything to be like 10 million or above. So like I think we in the gaming industry, they just gotta be more realistic and come out with double A stuff, right? Come out with the Gravity Rushes, the
Hmm.
Legend of Dragoon stuff. We don't need a huge triple A game every single time. And that's why I give Nintendo
Right.
props, right? You get the Mario
Amen.
versus Donkey Kong or the Mario Tennis and stuff like that in between the real Mario games, if you want to
Mhm.
call them that. So, yeah. Let's see.
I have two other pieces in my head that I don't know if you are going to bring them up, but we
Go
could
ahead.
do quick items on them.
Yeah.
One is that they're doing a Baldur's Gate series, a TV
I did
series or
forget to write
whatever.
that. Yep.
Yeah. What network is it on? Is it
HBO.
HBO? Okay,
Yeah.
and there's no involvement from Larian,
Yep.
so it's like the company that kind of made that a big deal is not going to
Hmm.
be present for that. So I mean, maybe it could be great. Don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of like, you know, nobody really. I mean, Baldur's Gate had a huge following, but Baldur's Gate 3 like really made that a known commodity.
Hmm.
In large part because of how quality the game was and everything. So, I just think it's interesting that Larian kind of rinsed their hands of the series because of how what's who owns Baldur's Gate, is it Wizards of the Coast or whatever?
Yeah.
So like, Larian's like, we're doing our own thing now, and they're gonna go develop Divinity and
Divinity.
everything, and
Hmm.
they don't have any interest in continuing that IP, I imagine, because of the licensing and having to get approvals and however all
Yeah.
that stuff works. Probably was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, because the Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were done by also different teams.
Mhm.
So yeah, I could see that there. Like
There's the
it
Dark
is,
Alliance games too.
yeah, that's true. There was the Dark Alliance
Mhm.
games who were done. Who did the Dark Alliance games? Do you remember?
I
'Cause
like those games actually. Those are the only Baldur's
yeah,
Gate games I've liked
because I feel like
because
it
they're
was
like
like
Diablo.
Obsidian.
Let's see, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yeah, 'cause Dark Alliance was
Uh,
fun.
Snowblind
Okay,
Studios,
never mind.
published by Interplay. Let's see what Snowblind did. I've never even heard of that.
Me neither.
Acquired by Snowblind Studios. Let's see. Oh, they did Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to see what
The
they
RPG
did
one, because
after
there was a turn-based Lord of the Rings
War
game. You remember back
North.
in the days?
Yeah,
There was like a
they did.
PS2, GameCube turn-based Lord of the Rings game. It was actually pretty good.
Here we go. I found their their gameology. They did Lord of the Rings War in the North after that. Champions Return to Arms and Champions of Noreth after Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I think
Mm,
that was because those Champions of North games for PS2, I think they had gameplay similar to Baldur's Gate, but they didn't
yeah.
have the Baldur's Gate license again.
Hmm.
So this is kind of a theme, it seems, because then I wonder who developed Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Let's see.
It's like a different developer every.
Yeah, it's like a roulette wheel here. Black Isle Studios,
Mm.
and they did Fallout 2.
No, the
Okay,
original
so they did the
Fallout.
Fallout games. Like they have a good provenance there. So
Yeah,
okay, interesting.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess they just give everybody something. They should let Nintendo make a D&D game, Baldur's Gate 4 by Nintendo. I'm not just kidding.
Right, with rabbits.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god, that actually be interesting.
Yeah, and what
Oh,
was
and then the
the?
other but then
Yeah,
the
I
other
was gonna say,
news
what was the
item
second
was
thing?
I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, I guess, but it's kind of interesting because it kind of shows a difference in philosophy. But I think you guys would agree with this, is that they Overwatch announced that they're taking the
Oh
two
yeah.
off their name,
Yep.
and they're just
Oh,
going to be Overwatch from now on, which I think that's such a smart move. And you think about you hear kind of how Bobby Kotick was the brains behind naming it Overwatch 2, or just the higher management and stuff was kind of, they wanted to name it Overwatch 2 to drive sales. Like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
whole new thing. Gotta get Overwatch 2 now. But really, like, the dev team kind of has been very clear, either subtly or non-ambiguously or unambiguously, that that wasn't their kind of ideal way to go about it. And I think that's what Destiny 2 should do as well. They should just
Hmm.
take out the stupid 2 and just call it Destiny, because it's like it's an ongoing game, and you have elements from all
Yeah.
these different places in the history of the series. It's like, just call it Destiny. Like, that just rolls off the tongue so much. It's kind of like in The Social Network when they were going to call Facebook the Facebook. It's like, just Facebook. Destiny
Yeah.
2, just Destiny. Overwatch 2, just Overwatch. It's an ongoing thing. It's going to keep on going. You can
Hmm.
have other side projects in the Overwatch world, like, if you want to do an anime series or a little offshoot over here, like, you can add a subtitle to it and call it, Tracers Tracing or something like that. But as far as these sequel names, totally unnecessary.
Would Tracers Tracing be like a Mario Paint like competitor?
You know how much that would sell if they did that? I mean, for better or for worse.
Uh, I was gonna mention a couple things too, because I forgot there was like a couple posts that I saved, and I forgot to
Okay.
mention Valve did actually comment, and both Nintendo as well. They did comment on the ongoing issues we're having with supply in terms of memory, and they did
Mm,
say that as of right now, they are still looking to bring out the Steam. What can I think of the name of it now? The
Steam
it's not
Machine.
machine.
yeah, Steam Machine, the Steam Frame, and the Steam Controller in the first half of 2026. And they're still evaluating and trying to see if they can get like the supply and everything and try to hit a price point. They still haven't settled on the price point, but they're looking very closely and they're trying to. It looks like they're trying to stay within a. I think they have a price point in mind. Going on with what they have, they will have a blog. So if you actually go to the Steam page, they actually have a blog, and they're going to keep updating everybody on that blog there. But it looks like they have a price point in mind, but they don't want to commit to that just yet because they're trying to make sure they can do that. So I'm hoping it's sub 700. I think I mentioned
Ooh, I don't think
before.
so.
You think it's gonna be more than that? Like,
I bet it's gonna be $8.99 at least.
if it's
I wouldn't be
8.99,
surprised if it's $9.99.
yeah, if it's that, it's a hard pass for me. Like 700,
Okay.
like I mentioned, is I think the highest I will go with this
In the
machine.
pre-AI days, I think that'd be a reasonable expectation, but I don't think it's that way now.
You don't think so?
No.
We'll see. Like I think they can
We'll
still
see.
get it done. They'll work their
Okay. So you
magic.
think $6.99?
I think 699 will be for the 512 one, right? And then the one that
Ash, what do you think?
the 1 terabyte, I think will probably be higher. Well, not probably, it will be higher, of course.
I'm really pessimistic because of the whole AI boom stuff right now. So I'm thinking bare minimum is probably going to be $7.99 or 850.
Mm.
So it's mainly because of the RAM prices, man, and it's not just the RAM. Every other thing.
Everything. So SSDs are expensive as heck now too.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm
So
so
it's
upset.
just if it was pre-AI, like Brian said, I would agree with your number.
So here's
Yeah.
a thing though that I'm thinking. Like, I'm not sure if you saw the news, but there's these two new like Chinese manufacturers that are looking to come here to the US. And if they utilize like those manufacturers, that would definitely like help out in terms of getting those prices down. Because they're gonna sell them for a lot cheaper.
Where'd you hear that from? Because from what I heard that there were Chinese manufacturers that were trying to make their own RAM, but
Mhm.
I thought that was going to only be in China only for now. I believe.
This was it was somewhere, some post that I saw. I gotta see. I don't think I saved it.
I need to look back on my post I saw as well because I did hear something about some Chinese manufacturers trying to make their own
Mhm.
RAM essentially, but it's not going to go like outside of China or something like that. It's going to be like China only stuff. If that makes sense.
Because I know they have like China only GPUs, right? Because
Yeah.
that's about it. But it's one of those things. We'll wait and see. I'm still hoping it's 700. I still think Valve knows it has to be 700, or else nobody's gonna buy the thing.
I'll buy it for $8.99.
You will.
It,
To me, it's 8.99. To me, it's too high at that point.
here's the thing. The way I see it a little bit is like they know that they have to sell it at 700, but at the
Mhm.
same time, they know that they can't sell at 700 due to how much they're
Realities.
buying up when it comes
Yeah,
to
but they
like
gotta look at the
parts and
competition too. Like
that's the
how
issue.
much is a PlayStation 5 Pro, right? It's like 799, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, because I think it's
I believe so. I
799
believe
right
it's
now.
799. It's
And
850 if you
it's
buy with the this thing. So
so realistically speaking, because I do think as much as they're marketing it as a PC, people are gonna see that. I still think, especially gamers, and be like, you could buy a Steam machine, let's say 899, right?
mhm.
Or a PS5 Pro that's a lot more, like way more powerful than the Steam machine for 799. Like that, I feel like they can't do that. Like 700 would have to be the bare minimum for it to even be for its specs and everything that it has going on. I still don't
I,
see it going past
yeah,
700.
I understand your point, but I think Sony has something similar to where Nintendo has, where they already have a contract on like how much they can spend, how
Hmm.
much they're able to buy like the resources at a
Yeah.
given price per unit or something like that through a contract, which is why they're able to keep it at that price to begin with. I think for right now, Valve is still trying to figure out a way on how to procure those resources and start to produce a
Yeah.
Steam machine essentially. They don't have no set contract for that of anything.
Hmm.
Um, I'm willing to bet once after this year there'll be another price jump for the PS5 and everything, which at that point that will be after that contract has been dealt with for the PS5 if
Hmm.
anything. Same goes for the Switch because Even though they haven't explicitly said that they're going to increase the price for the Switch 2, like people said before, they already have like a contract of like the certain amount of resources they can get to produce the Switch 2. Once that contract's over, then that Switch 2 is gonna increase in price again.
Yeah.
So
Well, they said they like so Nintendo, which I was going to mention after that. President did comment on the increasing memory cost, and he says that it's not going to affect the Switch 2 for right now, and they should be good with these prices till the end of fiscal year 2027. I think is what it's going to be. So that would be next March. So prices for the Switch 2 should be good till next March, but they said after that they would have to reevaluate. And even
yeah,
then, they said they can play around with certain things to try to keep a competitive price point, but they're gonna take it, 1 year at a time as of right
yeah,
now. And they don't foresee the memory issue being an issue for that long either, which is interesting. Which I hope that's the
yeah.
case.
Right.
Because I think this AI bubble will pop.
I hope so.
Yeah, very, very soon. Um, yeah, and on the Steam machine, we'll have to wait to see. I'll be keeping an eye out on that. Be waiting for the pricing. I hope it's 700, but we'll see.
Shoot, I
Maybe
want that Steam controller.
I want the
Me
Steam
too.
controller for sure. I want to get, and I feel like Steam controller shouldn't be a huge issue in terms of like trying to get that because there's no RAM in it, not to my knowledge at least.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say that controller, in my opinion, looks like it's worth $100 rather than the
I bet that's
Switch 2
accurate.
Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. Like if a was it the Elite controller could be how much is the Elite controller like
Like
150 or something like that?
150. Yeah.
Yeah, if that can be 150 and this is 100, that's a steal.
It's gonna have
Yeah.
touchpads on it too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
and I'm excited. I've been using Bazite, so like
You're
I'm
all
enjoying
in.
it so far. So like I'm all in for that. Like I'm telling you, like I'm waiting for the minute to get rid of Windows. I already mentioned to Bryant before the stream that I'm looking at changing my setup, and I probably won't stream from Windows anymore. I'll stream from Mac. Get myself a Mac Mini and just have that there. Especially with how small like the Mac Mini is. Like love it.
It's very nice.
Last bit of news before we talk about what we've been playing. AMD CEO Lisa Su kind of hinted that it looks like that Xbox might launch their next generation console or PC, whatever you want to call it, in 2027. So that's kind of interesting that she had a statement about that. And I think she said something else about something else. I just don't exactly remember what it was. So there was two things she mentioned that kind of hinted at a 2027 release for Xbox and something else. I just don't remember what it was. But yeah, that is it for small news. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Brian, let's start with you.
Honestly, all I've been playing is Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm in freaking love with that game. I think
No
it's
more
like my
Dragon
third
Quest?
week in a row of talking about. Oh yeah, I'm playing Dragon Quest too. That's true. Yeah. I got sorry. I just because I know I talked about it last week with the demo or whatever, but I am playing the game too. I got past the fire the
Volcano?
fire ritual. Yeah, the
Yeah.
volcano thing. I got done with that. That was very cool. Very interesting. Um, so yeah, that I can touch on very quickly. I'm still loving that game. I'm very glad that I bought it, and I'll continue to go through it. And I actually just for the heck of it, I booted up my 3DS because I wanted to make sure that I own the 3DS version, and I do.
Oh,
So
nice.
if I ever want to revisit that, because the way you talked about it,
Mhm.
definitely. That's like where you told was it that one or 11 where you told me you went through like other Dragon Quests with
That was
like
11.
that was
Yeah.
11.
Yep.
Okay, well you still said 7 was cool on 3DS too, right?
It is, yeah, because so a lot of the levels are a lot longer. And there's
Okay.
more puzzles in each level too. There's a lot more
There's
going
more what?
on. Like more puzzles in each like
Oh,
dungeon.
puzzles.
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff. Like I was talking to somebody, he's 20 hours in, I want to say, maybe 25. And he was telling me where he's at. I was like, really? At 25 hours in? I was like, there's no way you should be there. He's like, why? It's like, yeah, it's like because where he's at, that's probably in the 3DS version, that's probably 50 hours in. But he's 20
Huh.
hours in and he's there now. I was like, you're already almost like at the halfway point of the game. So
Yeah.
they definitely did
Yeah, they stripped it
streamlined
down.
it a lot. And a lot of the
Mhm.
dungeons, I'll see. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to play still, which is funny. I bought it for the early access and I still haven't played
You
it.
didn't use it.
No,
Damn.
exactly. Like it feels like a waste, but whatever. But anyways,
You get the pre-order bonuses and you got the
I
deluxe
did. That's
edition
true.
stuff, so
That
that
is
is what it
true.
is.
Um, but like when I start playing it, because tonight I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I want to see exactly like the changes because I feel like each level's a lot shorter, but we'll see. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that was Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I'm still very much enjoying it on
Mm.
Switch. I'm sorry, I keep saying
Ooh,
Switch,
real
on
quick
Steam
before
Deck.
you change that,
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
the cover
hey.
art, so the 3DS cover, and then on the back it has the PS1 cover, which is kind of cool.
Is that reversible? Is that the reversible cover?
Yeah, it's a reversible
Or did
cover.
you print that
So
out?
no, it's
Oh, cool.
reversible.
Okay.
Yeah, so inside it has like the art that you see right now, like
Mhm.
the regular art, and then oh, I'm sorry, the reverse. You get the regular Dragon Quest 7 reimagined stuff, and then on the inside you can swap it over to the original
That's
artwork,
cool.
which is cool.
That's
And
nice.
apparently it's like that for
Nice
every
touch.
Dragon Quest game. But I checked my Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Switch what's it called? Like cover. It does not
Mhm.
have different
Reversible.
like inserts, yeah. Where
Mm.
apparently the Japanese version does. So you get the original artwork for Dragon Quest 3 on there. So here's what it
They
is.
get the best stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying that a lot and everything. And then yeah, Doom the Dark Ages. I just got done with a level in the game that probably took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because it was the first level in the game it's very open. Like it's a huge level. It's the first level that's like that, because so far the first 6 levels have been
Mhm.
very like hallway. Like there's little paths you can explore and stuff, but this one level I was in, it's gigantic, and
Yeah.
you get all these secrets, and oh my god, dude, I love this game so much because I love the shield mechanic and being able to parry and hit back projectiles at enemies, and then you get to punch them and use the spike, the thing with the spike ball, and it has a handle on it. I forget what that's called. But yeah, and the guns are awesome. Like the pulverizer, the thing that like grinds up the skulls and shoots them, and
Mhm.
it's just really fast, and it's just it's a very rewarding experience. And then there's this level in it where you fly on a dragon thing and you land and you fight a bunch of enemies in first person, and then you blow up a ship, and then you kind of get back on the dragon and you fly to another place and you're controlling the dragon through this capital and stuff. It's very cool. And I've never been this hot on Doom before. Like I enjoyed Doom 2016. I finished it back in 2016. Doom Eternal, I'd mentioned it. It was too much, and I didn't care for it that much. But Doom: The Dark Ages, man, like I am a believer in that game. It is really fun. I can't wait to go back to it and play it more tomorrow. 100%, I'm loving it.
Nice. I still haven't played it. I got it free with my GPU.
You
Um
gotta play it.
I do. You know what I so here's the thing with that. Did you get yours free with your GPU?
No, I
No?
paid for it.
So I found this out because my son wanted to,
Freeloader. I'm kidding.
yeah, my son wanted to try it out. And what happened is because he doesn't have the 5070, he
The
can't
right
play it.
GPU.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
kind of dumb. Yeah, and so um yeah, eventually I'll try it out. We'll see. But the thing is, like, if I ever go to an AMD GPU, which I'm planning to do, then it's not gonna allow me to. So, yeah. Oh well. Ash, what have you been playing?
Okay, yeah, sure. I think it's mostly been demos, starting with the Pragmata demo that I'll
Hmm.
play on with you on the stream
James played it.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah, I played the Pragmata. I can't talk that game on the Switch too.
Hmm.
So, and it kind of opened my eyes to how the controller can be better than mouse and keyboard when it comes to the hacking control side of things.
Mm.
So, which I'm like, okay, I see the vision with the controller versus mouse and keyboard, because when it comes to like playing other first or third person shooters, I prefer the mouse and keyboard anyway. But
Hmm.
when it comes to this type of play style, I'm like, I may switch over to the controller once the full game comes out. The performance of the Switch 2 was pretty good for the most part. Most of the time was running at 60 FPS. When going through the game for a second time, I did notice some dips a little bit. It'll go from like maybe from 60 down to like 45 frames per second sometimes, but that's pretty much it. Um, some of the graphics in there is a bit. Some of it looks a bit jarring a little bit, especially, and I definitely remember this is when Diana goes into overload mode and does
Yeah.
that whole animation. I feel like the lighting could have been done better when it comes to that scene, but it was just like I hope they get to further improve on that before the Switch 2 version comes out and everything. But other than that, game still looks good on the Switch 2, and I hope it does well when it comes out. The second demo I tried right after the stream was actually Monster Hunter Stories 3. I wanted to try out Monster Hunter Stories. I never played the first or second game, and character customization was fun to do. And then once we start the game, at first like to me it was running at 60, so I was like, great, awesome. And then now when it gets to the point where you actually able to control your character, and then went from 60 to 30, I'm like, come on, man, 30 FPS, brother. And from what I've heard, that they're trying to run the game up to 4K 30. Honestly, bro, just run the game at 2K 60.
Did you play it
I
on
feel
dock?
I feel like 2K is like the sweet spot for
Yeah.
resolutions
You
and
played it
stuff.
docked or handheld?
I played it docked.
Okay.
I played it docked 100%. Yeah, I feel like for Capcom, right? Like you made Pragmata at 60, which it felt so smooth. So going from that to Monster Hunter Stories, I'm like, brother, come on, you gotta like look at some things. I mean, 4K is not everything. Just focus on 2K, 60 FPS, and I think you have yourself a good port right there.
Mhm.
So, I haven't delved too much into the game. I haven't even got to the combat yet. I like what they're putting out for this so far, but I'm definitely going to be exploring more of it on the Switch 2 via the demo and stuff. And the last demo, actually, which I finally was able to get to, was actually Trails of the Skies Chapter 1. And let me tell you, James, that you were right about that battle theme, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally 1-to-1 to the original, but they add a lot of seasoning, a lot of flair on
Mhm.
top of it. That was good. That was pretty damn good. And there was a lot of good quality of life features to it, especially on how you switch from like kind of action RPGs to
Yeah.
like to the normal
Turn-based.
turn-based and stuff. I like that transition to it because like it felt so smooth and everything. I am looking forward to getting that game physically on Switch and then upgrading it for like $1 to the Switch 2 version after that. Because right now the demo they only have the demo available on the Switch 1 version,
Mhm.
which it does have some resolution issues, but it's like it runs like a solid 60 throughout
Yeah.
the entire time. It's great. So, but I've
And
been having a really good time with it. So
the Switch 2 update is well worth it because it stays at 60 FPS, but it improves like the resolution and just the graphics fidelity by a lot. And it
oh
looks
yeah,
great.
yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that
Mhm.
and everything. But yeah, it was for me. It was just trying out some demos on the Switch too, for the most part.
Mhm.
But both Pragmata and Trails were great demos. Um, I was about to say Dragon Quest.
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 definitely needs a bit more improvement when it comes to the optimization side. Not everything needs to be 4K. If you can just hit 2K with 60, that's perfect. Like just look at Romancing Saga Revenge of the Seventh Switch 2 version. That's capped at 2K 60 and it looks amazing, right? Match that, and I think you guys would be all right with Monster Hunter Stories, because I know Capcom's been going hella hard when it comes to doing Switch 2 ports,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure they're not looking forward to messes one up for Stories 3, since they've been pushing this game out to the direct so often. You
Yeah.
know, if it's in every other direct, you will see this game constantly in there, if
Yeah.
anything. So I really hope they really take that to heart and be like, okay, looks like a lot of people are not liking the 30. Let's try to do like 2K 60, because
Yeah.
I did see like comparisons from like the other platforms. So from what I saw, there was a performance mode on the PS5 Pro where it can go up to 120 FPS. Don't know the resolution though, but it's just the fact that like it's so much better in the better platforms. Which I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a PS5. It's a PS5 freaking Pro. But like with the Switch 2 at this point, it should at least hit 60. Hit
Mhm.
60, and then if you have to do 1080p 60, fine. If you could do 2K 60, that's even better. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's funny you bring that up because you kind of confirmed something. So we talked about Monster Hunter Stories 3 earlier while we are reading off the Nintendo Direct stuff, and I played in handheld mode. Handheld mode, it's unlocked FPS, and it does run 60-ish or above because it looks like in certain cases it's actually going higher than 60, so it's like an unlocked frame rate.
okay.
But there's so much stuttering in handheld mode. Like it does not stay a lock 60. Like it literally probably goes as low as like 19 frames. It is pretty bad.
Damn,
Um
damn, man.
yeah, like
Jesus.
when you do, because like it does the same thing, like the cutscenes are 60, and then when you go into like and you get to control your rider, it's all 60. You run through, you get to that cliff, and then once you start seeing the open world, the frame rate just drops. But like when you go into like the smaller area, so I don't know how far you got into it, but I got into like the first area where you're training the little kid. And you had to go to like this other area. You're looking at these, I forget what they call them, but like the monsters are stuck in these like glass like jewel thingies.
Hmm.
And once you go to that first area where they're at, like it runs at 60 in that whole area. Like there's some drops here and there, and then the combat's all 60 as well. So hopefully they update that, because if they don't, I'll be getting it on PC. But we'll see.
Yeah.
As far as me, like I mentioned everything I've been playing: Monster Hunter Stories demo, Pragmata demo, play Smash on stream, and that's pretty much it. Like I've been like kind of sick this past week. Definitely a lot better today, so I haven't really been done playing much. But yeah, I plan to play some Seven Reimagined because, like I said, I had early access that I didn't really get to play it, so plan to play that. I've been playing Bazite, which is not a game. I was just
Operating
installing it.
system.
Yeah, I was installing it. It's the OS, the Linux OS. It's basically Steam OS, but it's modified so it can be so it can run basically on any PC. And it took me about 2 days, which is part of the reason why I haven't played games. And that was on me. That was user error because I thought I had checked something. I thought my drive was formatted correctly and it wasn't. So I had to reformat it and do all that. But since then, I have it on my PC. Runs great. I can't wait to continue using it and hopefully eventually get rid of Windows. I need Windows. I mean, I probably need it for
Nice.
some games, but that's it. Yeah, I'll make this partition I have. That's like I have a terabyte. Right now I have 1.5 terabytes used for Windows and 500 gigs there is used for Bazite. But if I start using Bazite more, I might just go ahead and start moving most of those games and make it 1 terabyte for Windows and 1 terabyte for Bazite until eventually I just don't need Windows. Cool. I believe that's everything we have for today's podcast. Anything you guys want to mention at all?
If they ever do a way to have like if the Steam Machine has a way to do an external GPU and it's compatible with NVIDIA, I would absolutely sell the components of my Windows computer and
Mhm.
just do that. Like, I don't care that there's probably some incompatibilities or whatever. I would just love just to have a consistent OS between Steam Deck and
Yeah.
Steam OS and just get off of, because Windows is so bloated for what I use it for, because I
Yeah.
literally only use it to play games. I don't use it to watch movies. I don't use it to surf the web, really. I literally just use it for Steam.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I'm paying for so much OS that I don't need. And there's performance issues there too. I mean, because like it's been proven that Linux runs games better
Yeah.
than Windows does. So if they ever come up with a solution for that, I would be all over that. But no, I don't think I
Yeah.
have anything else.
Yeah, and the issue too though is like NVIDIA drivers are not great
The GPU,
in
yeah.
Linux. Which is why I'm testing it out. But so far I've only tried it with Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. I've had no issues with that. I'm gonna start
Nice.
putting like other games like Final Fantasy 16. I'm gonna put that there as well. Which I did see that Final Fantasy 16 runs great on Bazite.
Oh. Hmm.
So I will test that out there because it ran okay on the Steam Deck. It's just you after playing it for a while, like it's like you run out of VRAM and then it just like
Mm.
starts stuttering like crazy. But yeah, I'm sure that plays great. Like, and I'll try a bunch of other games on there. I mean, basically, if it runs on Steam Deck, it'll for sure run on my PC using Bassite. But I agree with you. Like, if they can fix issues and like give you the option, like I don't even mind going to a 9070 XT. Like I tell you, I want a 9070 XT so I can just focus directly on there and I can play all my games. I'll be excited. Yeah, and hopefully, like the anti cheat stuff gets fixed eventually. All right. Well, we're going to end today's podcast there. I appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Real quick, Brian, what is Alex playing back there?
Can Ash tell?
Yeah. Do you know what game that is, Ash? I feel like that.
Was that?
Or, hold on. I'm trying to, there we go. Ash should know.
Oh God, Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah.
Is then this.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't played any like gotcha games. Like I stopped like after Genshin, and I did a little bit of Honkai Star Rail. After that, I was just kind of. That's
Yeah,
your cup of
Alex is all
tea.
about the gotcha games. He's been playing Zenless tonight. He's
Yeah.
been playing a little. He's been catching up on all of his gotchas. He did Zenless. He did Honkai. He did Wuthering. He showed me a little Genshin. So he's catching up on all of his stuff right now.
Oh, look at that. Your best friend right there, Ash.
Yeah, Ash, you and him would be bros, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know I play like I mainly play just Zealous sometimes, and then but mainly just Wuthering Waves. I just can't get over the fact that how much passion they put into that game is insane. So, but yeah,
All right. Appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Watch my video where I talk about the MCon. So I do have my long form video going into more detail about the MCon and how I feel about that. So definitely watch that video. And of course, I will have a video up this week. I should actually. Let me rephrase that. I should, because my schedule got moved around this week. So now I don't know if I'll be able to do a video this week. But we'll wait and see. I'm still gonna try to do that. Brian, where can they catch you at?
At red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
you can catch me at Extra Strong on YouTube.
And as always, catch me right here at the Random Encounter. See you guys next time.